Have you ever wondered why your hearing aids work great at home, but the wheels fall completely off the bus the moment you step into a noisy restaurant? Like you smiled and nodded your way through a grandson's birthday party, but truthfully had no idea what anyone was saying? If that sounds familiar, I'm going to show you exactly why that happens and why it's not only your hearing aid's fault. In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly what's going on in your brain and the 5 skills it's lost over time and how to retrain your brain without spending a dime on new hearing.
If you're navigating hearing loss or struggling with ringing in your ears, then you've come to the right place. The All Ears Hearing and Tinnitus podcast is your go-to source for expert insights, real stories, and cutting-edge solutions in hearing health. We'll dive into the latest advancements in hearing healthcare, explore groundbreaking treatments for tinnitus, and offer practical tips for better hearing. Here to help you tune into a world of better hearing, here's your host from Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus, Dr. Layne Garrett.
I'm Dr. Layne Garrett, founder of Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus in Utah. I've been treating hearing loss and tinnitus for over 20 years, and I'm going to tell you something that might surprise you. If you're wearing hearing aids but still struggling in noisy places, there's a good chance your hearing aids aren't the problem. The problem is that nobody trained your brain. Let me tell you what we see all the time in our clinic. Someone comes in frustrated because their expensive hearing aids they got in another clinic just don't work. They're ready to upgrade. They want more expensive hearing aids. So we test them, and the hearing aids that they have are perfect for them. They're amplifying exactly the way they should, but the person still is not understanding their grandkids, and they're still avoiding restaurants, and they're still feeling really tired after family gatherings because listening is still so much work. Here's what's actually happening. When you've had hearing loss for years, maybe decades, your brain has forgotten how to process sound correctly. It's lost that ability to separate the speech from the noise. It can't keep up with the rapid conversations. It struggles to fill in the words you didn't quite catch. So even when the hearing aids are delivering the sounds perfectly to your ear, your brain doesn't know what to do with that anymore. It's like sending a perfectly clear email to someone who forgot how to read. If this is hitting home, please consider subscribing for more evidence-based guidelines. This is about giving you tools, not just devices. Before we talk about brain training for your hearing, your foundation has to be solid. Your hearing aids must be properly verified. Most providers use manufacturer software that basically guesses at what your ear canal needs. Your ear canal is unique. That's why real ear measurements matter. We place a tiny microphone in your ear canal and measure what your hearing aids are actually doing down by your eardrum. Then we adjust the hearing devices until that output matches your specific hearing loss exactly. Research really backs this up. A major review found that hearing aid fittings verified with real ear measurements lead to measurably better speech understanding in quiet and noise. People also simply prefer the sound when their hearing aids are programmed using real data instead of computer-generated estimates. But even with the perfect hearing aid fitting with real ear measurement verifications, only halfway there. Treating hearing loss isn't just about volume. Guidelines make this clear. Outcomes improve when properly fitted hearing aids are combined with instruction, perceptual training, and support. Think of it like knee replacement surgery. You wouldn't go get the new best knee ever made and then skip physical therapy. Without physical therapy, you'd still be limp. Hearing aids, they do work the same, but instead of your knee, it's your auditory cortex. With years of untreated hearing loss, that part of your brain weakens, it reorganizes, and neural pathways fade. So when sound finally comes rushing back with hearing aids, your brain says, "Oh, what do I do with all this information?" This is why auditory training is critical. Study after study have showed that structured training combined with properly fitted hearing aids improves speech understanding, especially in noise. It's not magic, it's neuroplasticity. Your brain can relearn, it just needs to practice. And after treating thousands of patients, I've identified 5 skills that your brain loses with hearing loss. Number 1, understanding speech and background noise. Great at home, lost in restaurants. Number 2, processing rapid speech. Fast talkers overwhelm a slowed auditory system. Number 3, separating competing voices. Thanksgiving dinner, multiple conversations at the table. Your brain struggles to lock into the voice you want to hear. Number 4, auditory working memory, holding on to one sentence while the next one arrives. And number 5, filling in those missing words. Even with perfect hearing aids or perfect hearing, you'll miss a word here and there. A healthy auditory cortex can use context to fill in those blanks. Your brain used to do these things automatically. It just has to relearn how. So how do we rebuild these 5 skills? That's where Lace AI Pro comes in. We use it in our clinic because it works, not because it's the only option. The original LACE program has over 20 years of research behind it, 10 major clinical trials, and it's taught in audiology programs across the country. The new AI version adapts to your performance in real time. If you're doing well, it gets harder. If you're struggling, it backs off a little bit. It keeps your brain right in the growth zone. There are 5 exercise types and over 10,000 activities across 27 topics. Let me tell you about the missing word exercises. This feature is incredible. Healthy brains fill in missing words automatically. I drove to the grocery store. Your brain knows exactly what fits. But after years of hearing loss, your brain stops doing this. You miss a word and suddenly the whole sentence falls apart. The missing word exercises help you to relearn this skill. You listen to sentences with intentional gaps and your brain practices using context and memory to fill those gaps in. And here's what's really cool. You can upload a sample of your family's voices and it will use their voices to generate the practice sentences. So you can listen to the people you hear all the time to practice and not just use on computer-generated voices. Research shows that 5 to 10 hours of training with LACE leads to measurable, lasting improvements. Your brain literally rebuilds those pathways, and I've seen patients improve their performance in understanding noise by 150% using the same hearing aids they walked into our clinic with. No new hearing aids, just training. Here's the bottom line. The right hearing aids fit with real-ear measurements give your brain accurate sound. Auditory training teaches your brain how to use that sound. You need both. At Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus, we verify every hearing aid fitting with real-ear measurements, and we integrate LACE AI Pro to support brain-based rehabilitation every time. Now, before we wrap up, tell me in the comments, are your hearing aids great at home but failing in restaurants? If you want to dive deeper, you can visit our online learning center through the link in the description below. And if you're here in Utah, you can schedule an appointment online on our website. If this helped you understand why hearing aids alone aren't enough, consider sharing it with someone who may benefit. And make sure that you're subscribed to our channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
A world of better hearing and relief from tinnitus is within reach, and we're here to help. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast right now and join us on the journey to clearer sound and a richer life. Thanks for listening to the All Ears Hearing and Tinnitus podcast with Dr. Layne Garrett. We'll see you next time.